Hello and welcome to Matt Loves Eurovision. This is my Eurovision 2025 semi-final one qualifier prediction. Now if you haven't done so before, please do click on the subscribe button, ring that notification bell and like, share and comment below. So here it is, the first of two hidings to nothing to attempt to take a guess for the 10 acts of the 15 that might qualify from the first semi-final to the grand final. Now, for both this first semi-final and also for the second semi-final, it does feel almost curiously predictable how most of the songs will do in terms of perhaps qualifying and not qualifying. But then there are a small handful in both semi-finals where it feels really super tricky to call. Adding to this now, I should say that I am recording this on the Sunday evening before kind of Eurovision week, so it's the day before the first kind of full rehearsals for semi-final one. So at the moment, we've seen so little of the stage performances, or most of us have seen very little of the stage performances, just those short snippets, the video snippets, and also just a set of still images as well. So you might be watching this a little bit later in the week, or could be after the contest has taken place. So these predictions are being made before the first two dress rehearsals, the full dress rehearsals, and one of which, of course, is the full audience evening show that previously was the jury show. So yes, the full performances will be aware to people by that point. So this is before then. Just a quick reminder, putting on screen who are in the first semi-final. Obviously, we do have 3 automatic qualifiers taking part as well, but I'm not going to be talking about them at all in this particular video. Just going to be talking about who I think out of this 15, who are the most likely 10 to qualify. So what I'm going to do is I'll talk through kind of who I think will qualify, who won't qualify. For those who I think will qualify, I will pop the flag onto what will be the right-hand side of the screen, and for those that I don't think are going to qualify, they will be on your left-hand side of the screen. Now, if I start off with who I think are the certain qualifiers for this semi-final. Now, while I don't think you can ever be 100% certain about who will qualify or not qualify, I fancy that we will see the following countries in the grand final. So firstly up, Sweden. The bookies' favourite, huge fan favourite, super solid on all scores. No reason to doubt that this will be in the grand final. Second up, Estonia. Now, notwithstanding a fairly mixed reception, perhaps from Eurovision fans, I think, and also maybe some doubts about the quality of the live vocal, I think what we call locals or casual viewers, I think will eat this up. It will sail into the grand final. Third, Ukraine. Those predicting Ukraine's first non-qualification, I think, are going to be disappointed. I think this is absolutely certain to get through to the grand final. And the last of these kinds of certain ones that I think is Albania. Now, this is Albania's best, in my personal view, Albania's best entry in, well, perhaps forever. They've qualified in previous years with weaker songs, and this will be in the grand final. So that we've got 4 already. Then I'm into the likely qualifiers. Now, this bunch, I have high confidence that they will qualify, but perhaps there's just a few more doubts than that first group. So if we again going through, it's roughly in the running order. I've gone through these rather than who I think is most likely or least likely. So first, Poland, very strong entry. The only slight doubt I have about this is just purely the running order. This is second in the running order. There's a slim chance this could get forgotten about, but looking at the stage show and Justine's performance, I don't think it will, and the diaspora should come through for it, so I think this is a very likely qualifier. Also, Norway. I very almost had this in my certain qualifiers, given how high it's stood in kind of fan polls and how it's just such a complete Eurovision package. But I did put it in this likely just because of the crossover that it has with Belgium and the fact that they are next to each other in the running order. Speaking of Belgium, I also have Belgium in the like qualifiers. Now, before rehearsals, I was inclined to have this more as a toss-up or not quite so certain, but I'm feeling more confident about it, having seen some of the snippet of the rehearsal. It's maybe it is one of the least certain of the likely qualifiers, but I do think Belgium are going to qualify this year. The Netherlands, this still remains a very strong contender, and also it's still in contention to win the overall contest. There was a few concerns raised over a couple of bum notes in the rehearsal snippet, but I think those are a bit overblown. Maybe it gives a tiny chink of doubt, but I still think this remains highly likely to qualify. And finally, in this likely to qualify group, I have Cyprus. Now, the song may not have chimed that well with the fandom, as I think you probably see in my review video. It's still not that super high in the kind of the Eurovision scoreboard app, but the staging and performance are looking striking, memorable, competent, plus this closes the show. I think this puts in Cyprus a very strong position to qualify. Now, you will have noticed that there are 9 likely qualifiers already sitting there, and just 1 place left for the remaining 6. Now, of these, I think there are a trio that are probably out of the running. Not completely. There's no one that I think is a certain non-qualifier in the semi-final. I think there's all of them have actually some chances. But the 3 that I don't think are going through at this stage, Portugal. So from the snippet scene, it just doesn't look like they are doing enough with the staging to connect to a non-Portuguese audience, which I think this sort of song desperately needs to do. I think this is heading for the first Portuguese non-qualification since 2019. I've also got Azerbaijan in this group. I think this had some potential to qualify, but weighing up from the snippet plus how it plays alongside the other acts, I just at the moment don't see this making it. And sadly, also Croatia. I think the staging and the vocals are looking impressive. I think the delegation and Marco have really elevated this, really selling it well. I just don't think there's enough there in the song for it to be competitive against some of the others. So at the moment, I still think this is likely non-qualifier. But all 3 still have their chances. Something could happen that could make them qualify. And then we're left with 3 songs in the toss-up, but just 1 place left. And so we have Iceland, we have San Marino, and we have Slovenia. So we take Iceland first. Hugely fun start to the show. And if I was deciding who to put through just from my personal preference, I would have these lads through into the final. However, I am erring on the side of non-qualification for this. I just think it may not have broad enough appeal. It's a bit too rough around the edges, I think, for many, and it potentially, I think, given that it opens the show, it may get forgotten by the end of the performances. San Marino. Now, San Marino, I think, hugely viral song, but the big challenge for this, as many people have said, is a DJ-led song. Staging for DJ-led songs has always proved difficult and often results in non-qualification. And again, from what I've seen, I don't think that's been overcome. And it just looks too empty. And with Gabriel the centre, and San Marino just doesn't have the kind of the voting support, the televote voting support to do well. So I think San Marino is also sadly out. And that leaves Slovenia. Little loved by the fans, or not according to Eurovision fan polls anyway, but I think given the fact that it's in English and it is going to be accessible for casual viewers in terms of the message of the song, and I think then this does include, and I won't give any spoilers in case you haven't seen the snippet, but there is a very touching and very obvious what it means surprise moment in this. I just think maybe the quieter, simpler nature of the song may also stand out amongst all of the very out there or up-tempo songs that we've got in this semi-final, and I think that will appeal to casuals as well. By no means certain that Slovenia will qualify, I think, but I just wouldn't be, if it does, I wouldn't be surprised. Now, at the time of recording this, 9 of my picks align with the betting odds of the 10 to qualify. The only difference is that the betting odds at the moment have San Marino in the 10th in the betting to qualify, and Slovenia is close behind in 11th, so I've swapped that round in my prediction. I suspect there may well be changes in both my thoughts and the betting odds once those full rehearsals take place, on the Monday, which is probably could be today if you're watching this as on the day that this video is released, or could be in the past now. And when we see the sort of the complete staging and performances are seen. But yeah, do let me know what you think in the comments below. Obviously, you can read this on my website if you wish on www.mattloveseurovision.com. On my website, I've got embedded also a video to the Eurovision kind of semi-final running order video, which shows obviously a snippet of each of the music videos, and you can see that in the description of this video as well. But yeah, let me know what you think, not just, well, who you think will go through and who you want to go through, because remember, they are two different things. And just remember, anything I've said in this video is about who I think will qualify, not about who I want to qualify. And yeah, do join me again soon. I'll be posting my kind of semi-final 2 prediction video very soon as well. So do take a look out for that. And yeah, enjoy Eurovision week. Take care.